Okay, guys, here we go. Joke.
Try number
Why
3.
did the scarecrow get a medal?
Why?
Because he was outstanding in his field.
Okay, here we go. Fine. So today, Baruch Hashem, we have the honor and privilege of learning a Geshmaka piece of Gemara on Daf Zayin, Amud, Beis, and Ches Amud Aleph, along with the Rashi and Tosfos. So today we will be learning. We will have in mind L'Refuah Shlema for Miriam Bas Rivka, who is in the hospital right now, and it is what Maishi Ben Nun's, I think, aunt. So we'll have her in mind. She have L'Refuah Shlema, and let's begin. Okay, here we go. Chaim, ready, roll. Yeah, take a deep breath. Let's get rolling. Okay, so we will quickly do a quick recap. Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Akiva, Nu Rafi, what's Rabbi Shmuel's opinion?
Nizak Shaminan.
Shaimina, Nizak, Shaimina, we evaluate based off the Nizak. What's Rabbi Akiva's opinion? Mazik, Shaiminan. Nu, the Gemara asks a question. The Gemara says, what's the question of the Gemara? Yeah.
Do we evaluate based off the Nizik or the Mazik?
No.
Shalai or Ayla?
So
That's what I meant.
Obviously Rabbi Shmuel must be talking about the Nizak himself, meaning that the field is actually the field of the Nizak. But the question is, according to Rabbi Akiva. Now Rabbi Akiva, according to Rabbi Akiva, where he says we evaluate based off the Mazik, does he mean actually the Mazik, which would be called Bishelai, Hein Shamin? Or do we say he just means not the Nizak, and it means Bishel Olam, Hein Shamin? Answers the Gemara. The Gemara answers. The Gemara answers. What?
We use English words.
You can't tell the difference between Mazik and Nizak.
I'm very bad with Mazik and Nizik.
Oh yeah? So you're going to have to find yourself a trick, because I'm not switching.
Rabbi gets so confused.
I'm sorry, okay? Mazik means he's mad.
No. What?
He's coming with the sledgehammer, he's going to smash down the door. Mazik is mad.
The damagee would be more mad than the damage.
The Nizak is sad.
What does that have to do with Nizak?
I don't know. Okay? Fine. But the Mazik is mad.
Mem in Lashon Kodesh or whatever Aramaic means like to do something.
Also, did
Yeah.
he do it by mistake?
No. He walked over to your house and he smashed the window.
Why?
Because he's mad at you.
That's not how it works in life.
I'm sorry. You're right, that's why he has to pay you.
But if he... Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? No, Chai, what I was trying to say? I'm trying to say that this is after the fact. We don't care what happened. We care about the solution. Okay, good question. So now, we're going to learn a whole Taisus right now. Taisus says, why do we know that Rabbi Shmuel says that's actually the Nizak? Taisus is very simple, because Rabbi Shmuel learned it out from a Gzeira Shava of Sadeh, which the Sadeh was talking about burning down the other guy's field. Whose field? The field of the Nizak himself. So obviously, Rabbi Shmuel is actually talking about the Nizak, okay? So now we got a whole Taisus. We just learned the whole Taisus. Look at that, okay? Chaim, you learned the whole Taisus today. Can you please open up your Gemara also? Okay, so now, Tosfos says that because the Gzeira Shava, Sadeh is to the Sadeh Ubir B'stei Acher means you actually burn the guy's field down. It must be talking about the actual Nizak. According to Rabbi Shmuel. Rabbi Shmuel learns it out from Gzeira Shava, that's the Nizak, it's the damagee, the person that got damaged, the victim. So therefore it must be talking about the victim's field himself, not how you evaluate the world. Why? Because we use the word of his field. Whose field? Getting burned down? The victim's field getting burned down. So it must be actually his field. Now, according to Rabbi Akiva, then we're not sure. The guy that damages, that the damager, doesn't mean the damager, or does it just mean the general population, not the person that got damaged? What?
So the unstated question of Taisus is it the Nizak or Mazik?
Is it the Nizak himself? Why? No, the unstated question is why don't we ask the same question according to Rabbi Shmuel? Why is this only a question according to Rabbi Akiva? And the answer is because Rabbi Shmuel obviously has to be talking to the person himself, since the pasuk in the Torah, the Gzeira Shava, was talking about the Nizak, the damagee, the person that got damaged himself. Okay, yeah? Atam Evin, Rafi?
Yeah.
Weiter, in Shas and Poskim. Okay, so answers the Gemara. The Gemara says, no, what's the answer, Shmuley? Who do we evaluate off? Do we go Bishaloi or Bishal Olam?
Bishalai.
It says his choices field
Bishaloi. Must be Bishaloi. Bishaloi. Okay, hello, chavre. You never put people down. You can lift yourself up.
Yeah, okay. Maybe the fact that I'm saying the wrong answer means I know the right answer, but I'm just saying the wrong answer.
Okay, why? Because the Torah says, Rahmana Omar, Sodehu, his field. Okay, shine. So now we have a brisa. And the brisa is going to be a question. But in order to get to the question, we're going to have to go on a little bit of a tangent. So if you have idis, beinanis, ziburis, we know what goes where. Who gets idis? No, Chaim, who gets idis?
You.
Which type of person gets idis? If I
damage.
Damage. Who gets beinanis, parchaye? No. Baal chayv, a lender. And who gets ziburis? Aksubas isha gets ziburis. Correct. But what happens if you only have one or two of them? Yeah? So if you have one or two, what do you do?
One you always collect from the one.
One you always collect from the one. If you have Rafi, idis and beinanis, who gets what? You have idis and beinanis. You have a Baal chayv, you have a nizak, and you have a ksuba. Who gets what? If you have just idis and beinanis. No, think logically. This is a logical question. And then everyone else gets? Beinanis, correct. Same thing if you have beinanis and ziburis. Who gets beinanis? Nizak, and who else gets beinanis? Baal chayv, and who gets ziburis? The isha, correct. So that's how it works. One or two, you get the appropriate one. I'm not writing them all out because it would take a long time.
No, it's pretty short. You can write it in one line, Rabbi.
Okay, well, guess what? I saw what you wrote. You had a whole system over there. If you guys want a whole system and situation, you could look at Shmuley Laker's sheet. Probably on Friday by the test, you'll have to write it in. Okay? So now, mucho problemo. Here we go. Here's the problem. Here's the Gemara's question. The Gemara's question is from, it says, you ready for the question? You ready for the question, Chavre? We're gonna skip number 4 because this was number 4. And we're gonna go to number 5. Okay? Right? Here's the question of the Gemara. So let's erase the question mark over here. We can go down a little bit.
Sorry, you really nice people.
Okay, are we moving on?
Yes.
You guys are focused?
Yes.
Focus. So you have just beinanis. This is the problem case. Yeah, Chaim. Here's the problem case. You have beinanis and ziburis. The brisa says that beinanis goes to the nezak, the victim. The nizak, and beinanis goes to the Baal chayv, the lender. Yeah? Chaim, both these people get beinanis. How about ziburis? Who gets ziburis, Rafi? Isha, the woman. Okay, so let's make a little dotted line over here. And now we're ready to roll. This is going to be the problem. Who could tell me what the problem is? What's the question from here? Yeah. No, you know? Yeah, what's the question for?
Oh, wow, they have bar.
Nah, you can say it. It's okay.
Okay.
You raise your hand. No?
Okay, so the problem is that if it's going to be Bishalai,
Yeah.
that his beinanis, which is the best he has, is the idis.
So boom.
This clearly proves
Boom.
Bishalai.
Bishalai, if we evaluate based off himself, then beinanis gets an upgrade. Automatic upgrade. Beinanis is the best that he has, so beinanis becomes his idis.
So therefore must be Shalai.
Oh yeah. So how could you say Bishalai? So we just said it's Bishalai. We evaluate based off himself, Chaim. What's the problem with that? His beinanis should become his idis. And now the Baal chayv shouldn't get the beinanis. The Baal chayv should have to move down, be downgraded, and have to get ziburis. Yeah, can you say back to me your question?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, say it.
So the Baal chayv has the beinanis.
Yeah, what's the problem? If you go by Bishalai, what happens?
If you go by Bishalai, then the Baal chayv will have to move down to ziburis.
Why can't he get beinanis? Because what happens to the beinanis?
Because the beinanis becomes idis.
Boom. Shkoyach. That is 5 extra points on your test. Okay. Answers the Gemara. Well. Because everyone here, someone smirked. Someone gave a little smirk. And he still got the answer right.
I got it right to begin with.
But someone was smirking. Someone still smirking. As soon as someone smirks, and the person still got...
They're not smirking.
Can the 5 points get transferred to Shmuley?
You just looked at the board, like Bateman, so you see a line. 1, 2, and 3.
That's not true. I was listening.
So here we go. So what's going to happen now is, Chevra, this is the rest of the whole Gemara. Yeah, the rest of the Gemara is going to be 4 answers to this question. Wait, listen. It's going to be 4 answers to this question, but we're going to bring in another brisa that argues with this brisa. And while we're using the answers to answer this question, we're going to also explain the machlekes that seems to be a steer between the 2 brisas. Okay? You understand? So there's 4 answers. They're answering this question and answering a steer at the same time. Pretty amazing. Okay, so here's the answer. Here, we're going to go in the order of the Gemara, just have that in mind. Okay, the answer is the guy owned not just Beinanis and Ziburis, he also used to own Idis. Thank you, Baruch. And Shmuel. He used to own Hoysa, Idis, Umachra. And he sold it. Because of that, his Beinanis is actually considered Beinanis. Yeah? Now, then we say this makes even more sense because of the other brisas. Now we're bringing in the other brisa. The other brisa says, so this is step number 7. The other brisa says that he has Beinanis and Ziburis. If he has mid-tier and the worst, who gets what? No? Who gets what?
No, this one it says the Balchai gets Ziburis.
The Nizakin, just the Nizak gets Beinanis, and everyone else, Balchai and Ksuba gets Ziburis. Correct. So now this seems to argue with this brisa. Why is that? Very simple. Because this guy never owned Chaim. What did he never own? He never owned Idis. So therefore, his Beinanis is actually considered his Idis. Because Bishaloi Hein Shamin. Bishaloi Hein Shamin. And that's why the Nizak gets Beinanis, but everyone else is getting Ziburis because his Beinanis is really his Idis. Okay? The Beinanis got an upgrade. Okay, let's do upgrade over here. Yeah, and we give you a little upgrade. What's the upgrade?
It was like that. The arrow goes up.
Yeah. Okay, sure. That was supposed to be a crown, but it's not a very good looking crown. Okay. Yeah. Okay, good. So now that's the first answer. First answer. Yeah. So who could say back to me the first answer of the Gemara? A very simple answer. No. What? Just tell me the answer. What's the answer to the differences between the brisa and why this brisa says?
Because this one was talking about when. This brisa is talking about when the Beinanis actually is Idis. He had it before, and lost it. So now this Beinanis is Idis.
No, that's
No, not that he had it before and lost it. Just that his Beinanis is Idis.
Okay, and therefore he doesn't. Therefore what? What changes?
And therefore now he doesn't pay.
Who changes? The Baal Chayv is going to get Ziburis. Okay, and over here he had Idis at one point in life. That's why his Beinanis stays his Beinanis. And we go Bishaloi according to both opinions. Next. Yeah? Okay, Reb Shmuel. What's the second answer?
It's possible that they're actually still both, that he never had it, and still, it's one is the Idis of the Omer, and one's not the Idis of the Omer, therefore it's a simple answer as well.
I didn't really understand that. That was too complexly slated for my brain.
One, the case where the guy gets Beinanis,
Yeah?
because it's Idis the Omer. The other case is like Idis the Omer. It's not like Idis the Omer.
So when it is Ke'idis Da'alma,
then
you
get
don't.
Ziburis.
You get Ziburis.
It's Idis.
Ah.
And when it's not Idis of the world, you get the Beinanis.
So what are we evaluating like?
Omer.
Ke'idis Da'alma. We're arguing with our previous statement. So Rafi, the second answer of the Gemara is scratch it. Scratch it. What are you scratching? We don't go Bishaloi. We don't go Bishaloi. We go Bishaloilam. We evaluate based off the world. Now, one brisa says the Baal Chayv gets Ziburis. Why does the Baal Chayv get Ziburis? Baal Chayv gets Ziburis because his remember, you're Bishaloilam. The Beinanis of this guy is the worth Idis of the world. This guy's Beinanis was very expensive, yeah? Atamevin. So therefore, since his Beinanis was like Idis Ta'ama, you don't get Beinanis, you get Ziburis. Okay? Now, the other guy, the other brisa, this is the first brisa, this is one brisa, this is actually brisa number 2. The brisa number one where you do get the Beinanis, we gotta stop. It's over. Okay? Thank you.
He's talking to me.
Don't talk to you. I don't care who it is. So, the brisa number 1, it says the Baal Chayv gets Beinanis. Why? Because that Beinanis is worth regular Beinanis. Worth Beinanis, so therefore you get Beinanis. So it's about what it's worth, the Alma. And we look at Bishal Olam Hein Sham. Who has a question about the second answer of the 2 brises? So we're arguing with our previous answer, B'Shaloi. We should say it's B'Shaloi. Now, there's an entire Tosfos over here, which we're going to learn right now as we go through it. What is it, Ed or V'i? Ed V'Edi. Yeah, so Ed V'Edi says...
that wasn't for the past explanation. We're skipping that one? Because if you want to do on this explanation, that is the...
That was the previous one? You sure? No, I think it's this one.
Edi V'Edi, V'Shalai, Haisa, it is Umachra. That's the past explanation.
Oh, yeah?
If you want this explanation, the Ibais, Edi.
Oh, V'i Semi. So let's do V'i Semi. Yeah.
So we'll skip Edi V'Edi?
Yeah. We're going to get back to that because that one doesn't really affect the situation. It's easy Tosfos. Anyways, so over here, they have Tosfos V'i Semi. Yeah, Tosfos says the gears of the Gemara must be Kibeininis da'alma. That his Beininis is Kibeininis da'alma. This for this Bryce over here. His Beininis is worth Beininis da'alma. It must be Kibeininis da'alma, not Ki'idis da'alma. Why? Because if his Beininis, which is his best field, is like the world's best, then you can't call it Beininis. It's just Idis. So therefore, it must be what? It must be Kibeininis da'alma. There was a wrong girsa that Tosfos saw that he's saying is not like it. Our Gemara is correct. That's what Tosfos is saying. Our Gemara is correct. Don't say it's Ki'idis da'alma. Now, another reason is because if it's Ki'idis da'alma, then the Baal Chayiv shouldn't get it. Okay? So that's basically Tosfos brings a girsa that we don't have, which is Idis da'alma. You're looking a little bit lost today, Rafi, unfortunately. Because you weren't here. I know. Idis da'alma. This is a wrong girsa. This is the reason why is twofold. Number one, because then the Baal Chayiv shouldn't get it. And number two, no, that's number two. Number one, because then it's just Idis. It's his best and it's the world's best. And number two, because then the Baal Chayiv shouldn't get it. Yeah? Okay. That's the whole Tosfos.
Our Gemara says it is da'alma.
No.
It says right here.
That's a different answer. That's the first answer. It's the second answer.
No, it's hard to show it Banish like it is da'alma or flesh of Banish like it is da'alma.
So maybe Tosfos is arguing with our girsa. And I just got it wrong. Why do I get things wrong? Sometimes I get things wrong. Yeah, this is the next answer. Yeah, this was for the third answer. Oh, yeah, this was for the third answer, not for the second answer.
Yeah, because the third answer is if it's shalai, if they argue if it's shalai or if it's ayla.
Right.
How does that apply to the third case?
Okay, so we're going to scratch this Tosfos on this one. So maybe it's on the next one. Shine. Why does it work on this one? It works on this one, no?
I don't understand.
It still works, but the problem is it's not on this one.
No, what I'm saying is the Gemara doesn't. You say we should say it is da'alma.
But it does. Yeah, okay. Okay, shine. We're getting rid of this Tosfos. It's going to be on the next one. Okay, whatever. Let's just finish the Gemara. What? What?
5 points question mark?
Oh, I could give you 5 points for that. Yeah, for sure. You deserve it.
Yes, I can, bro. If he gets 5 points, I got.
He got 5 points because of you, not because of him.
I never once asked for 5 points.
Really? That's great.
All of the 5 points I got, which is a lot, I never once asked for.
Okay, fine. Weiter and Chas and Poskim over here. Okay. Third answer. What's the third answer of the Gemara?
Shalai or ayla.
Do you say you b'shal ein shaman or do you say b'shal olam hin shaman? So one brisa says b'shal olam hin shaman. You look at the world, right? And because you look at the world, therefore, this Beinanis is Kebeinanis da'alma. So you look at the world, his beinanis is beinanis da'alma, and that's why you get the beinanis. You understand? Again, the guy had a field. That field is worth mid-tier of the world. You get that mid-tier because you look at the world. That's one brisa. That's why the Baal Chayv is going to get the beinanis. The other brisa says, no, bishaloi. To him, his beinanis is his best. His beinanis is his idis. And that's why you're going to get you're going to get ziburis. So therefore the Baal Chayv has to get ziburis. Yes? Rafi, you got what's going on over here? No? Okay. If you evaluate based off the world, so here's a field that according to the general world.
The next explanation of the Gemara.
Yeah, next explanation of the Gemara. This is the third answer. We should go through 4 answers.
What was the original question?
The original question is why
Machlekes between two.
it's a machlekes between 2 brises. One brise says the Baal Chayv gets beingness, one brise says the Baal Chayv gets ziburis. Why?
Okay.
Yeah, and the answer is depending on what you hold. In this case, depending on what you hold, you evaluate based off. If you evaluate based off the world, so then this thing based off the world is beingness. A Baal Chayv gets beingness.
Okay.
So he gets it. Why not? Right? But if you value based off yourself to just the seller, just the guy that damaged, in this case the seller, because we're dealing with the Baal Chayv, we value based off himself. And to himself, this is his best land. So it's Edis. Baal Chayv doesn't get Edis. But that's why Baal Chayv has to move down, has to get Ziburis. Again, he has something that is Beinus. He has something that's Beinus. Yeah. Then you just your best field is Beinus, then he gets the Beinus. But if you value it based off yourself, this is your Edis. So he doesn't get it. He has to get the lower one.
Why should you move down?
Because you always always get the least when you're taking something.
But fact is you owe money.
Okay, that's on you to pay him back.
That's not my right.
I pay him back with the worst possible payment. I could pay him.
Alone.
Okay, that's my problem, not yours.
No, that's a humble problem.
So that's why he gets Beinus. But in this case, this is an odd case where he doesn't have the actual Beinus.
But Torah did say he gets divorced. So.
Exactly. Oh, which that's Tosfos says. Torah didn't care about him. Torah wasn't trying to help him. Since Torah wasn't trying to help him, we learned this yesterday, no? Therefore, we don't try to help him either. Okay, fine. The fourth and final answer is, do you argue about what Ula said? It's the fourth and final answer. 10. Ula says that you have to give Beinus. Even though Torah says you give Ziburis, you have to give Beinus. Yeah? Here, let me have this till after. Torah says you have to give Ziburis, the worst. Yeah? Chachamim or Ula said you give Beinus, you give mid-tier. So therefore, these 2 brises is just a machlekes. Do you hold like Ula or not? One brisa says you hold like Ula, and therefore, Kidu Ula, you give Beinus. Which that's what Ula wants you to get. Ula wants to help people want to lend money, right? And I'm not going to want to lend you money if you're going to pay me back with some bad piece of land. And one brisa says that's why the Baal Chayv gets Beinus. One brisa says I don't hold of Ula, and that's why you're going to get Ziburis like Torah says. Torah says you just get Baal Chayv, just get Ziburis. This is Ke Din Torah. Okay? So those are the 4 answers of the Gemara. Now let's look at some Tosfosim over here. Baruch Hashem, we had a little bit of confusion on the Tosfosim, which is okay. You're allowed to be confused about something in life. Yeah? Are you ever confused?
Very.
Really? Why do you get confused?
I don't know, it's just who I am.
Okay. So, by the second answer of the Gemara says, okay, so let's say it like this. The first answer of the Gemara said he had Idis and he sold his Idis, right? And that's why this thing is Beinus. That's why it's considered Beinus. The second answer, the Gemara says, Idi, both brisas, he never had Idis and sold it. Why didn't the brisa say he never owned Idis, period? Why does the brisa say he never had Idis and sold it? It's a weird way to say it. So Tosfos asks, the wording in this brisa is very wacky. Yeah? That's Taisus' question. You want to look inside and read it for us, Rafi? It'll help you understand what's going on. E-Dividi, top of the page.
I don't know what Deborah was talking about. Anyways, one of the comments, this is you said E-Dividi, God slice like it is some makra. For example, he did not have, what is E-Dividi coming?
Both brises.
Both prices, for example, that he did have an idis and sold it.
He did not have idis and sold it. Yeah. Okay.
By the way, you don't need to say the true value of Larry, Shalar, like Paul. You don't have to say that both of them discussing when they didn't have it all.
Question mark. That's the question of Taisus right there.
But we didn't finish yet. So, because if so, who the Mari, the Shavi,
Imkain's the answer.
Really?
Yes, that's how Taisus works. He says it as a statement, but it's really a question and answer. So the question of Taisus is, why say lo yahoisa idis umachra? That's a weird lashon. Just say he did not have it at all. Didn't have any idis. That's all you should say. Klal. Just say lo yahoisa idis klal. At all. Yeah. So what's the answer, Rafi?
Okay, so who the Mari, the Shavi, the Kidis, the Alma. This which we're discussing.
Yeah, that there's one abraiso which holds.
The bainness of yours is equal to the idis of the world. My karla bainness, Allah.
My karla baininess. Period. That answers the question. That's the answer. The answer of Taisus is, yeah, if you never owned idis and your baininess is worth idis, why is it called baininess? Again, I never owned anything better, and this is worth the best. So this is the best, right? So I can't say klal because then what? My baininess, which is worth idis, is idis. It shouldn't be called baininess. Is idis. Why is it getting called baininess? This actually deserves a smiley face. Okay, fine. So now we're going to explain what happened. What are the two brises? What's going on in two brises? And this is going to shock everyone over here. Okay, you ready to get shocked, Chaim? Yeah. What does Taisus say? The two brises. Ella. Ella hachi gomer. Go for it, Rafi. He's going to be the next Taisus. Don't worry.
This is what it's saying. Both these prices that he didn't have idis and he sold it. Claiming it's not meaning to say, that's not discussing when he had an idis and sold it. One of the prices is talking about when he never had one. The price is talking about when he actually still had one. And you don't have to establish it when you sold any type of field.
Some sort of field at all. So he, according to one brisa, he never sold a field. He just owns three types of field. The Savri Tarbayu, wait, let's look at it. Yeah, I'll answer that in a second.
The answer is because both of them hold.
And they both hold that Shel Oilam. Okay, so the answer is one brisa, which says the Baal Chayv gets baininess. Yeah? One brisa which the Baal Chayv ends up getting it is because the guy owned idis, right? And he still owns idis. So he has idis, baininess, and ziburis. And did he sell it? Did he sell his idis? No. He just owns idis. The key that you're focusing on is the umachra. He never sold it. He has it. The other case is not that he owned it and sold it, because he never owned and sold. What did he do? He never owned. So this is one brisa, and the Baal Chayv is going to get baininus. And then the other brisa says he just has baininus and ziburis. Yeah? You understand? Just Beinonus and Ziburis, no Idis. So over here, his Beinonus, since it's worth Ki Idis the Alma, it's worth the world's Idis. Therefore, the Baal Chayv is going to get from Ziburis.
No one other case where he has Idis, then he get paid for Beinonus. Is there a case where he has Idis, he's paid?
From Beinonus, because this Beinonus over here was worth Beinonus.
Why does it have to even be?
B'shal Olam Hin Shama, this was actually worth Beinonus of the world.
Why does it have to even be? But even B'shalayinus, in case he would get from Ziburis.
Well, remember, we're this answer of the Gemara, where we're saying they both hold B'shal Olam. The question is Beinonus worth Idis or not?
So it's basically saying that if he has some really good fields, it doesn't mess him up.
Right, correct.
So who do we base the evaluation is the world, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, we have 15 minutes still. Okay. Shine. Next, Tosfos, we said that we're going to have the honor and privilege of having Chaim read it. Go for it, Chaim. What? I didn't understand that. I was mumbling. Oyvei. So then I guess you'll be able to open your Gemara and look inside.
I don't know what happened. I think I pulled something.
Yeah? Okay. V'boisim. Yeah. V'boisim. And if you want to say, Ed v'ed, both brises are, Kigain, for example. Yeah. Shahoisa Beinonus Shaloi, Kibeinonus the Alma. What does that mean?
His Beinonus is like the Beinonus of the world.
Yeah. And the Gemara ends off and says, this is answer number 3. Look at the board, please. One brisa says, you look at the world, and his Beinonus is Beinonus. So you give him Beinonus. One brisa says, you look at himself, and his Beinonus is actually his Idis. For himself, it's his best property. So therefore, you don't give the Baal Chayv. Okay? So that's the case. It's the third answer. We're looking at the third answer of the Gemara. Yeah, and for this third answer, what does Tosfos say? And don't be Geires. Yeah, that his Beinonus is like the Idis of the world. Why? Ashaloi haisa loy Idis. Yeah.
You're saying that he did not have Idis.
Since we're discussing a case where he just had Beinonus and Ziburis, yeah. If his Beinonus is worth Idis and he only has Beinonus and Ziburis, then he shouldn't have Beinonus and Ziburis. He should have Idis and Ziburis. So it must be that when you're B'Shalohin, when you're, if you must be that in this brisa, I think B'Shaloilam the brisa, his Beinonus must be worth Beinonus.
So instead of saying it is the Alma, say bin stone.
Why don't we say that? Yeah, because then we would have to say that it's Idis and Ziburis, not Beinonus and Ziburis.
There are 2 reasons.
What?
There's 2 reasons.
Okay, we're not done the thesis.
So one you say because then it would just say it is.
Yeah, it would call it Idis, correct.
But that is the question. Why doesn't it say that? That's the question. Why don't we say that? You're saying, oh, we would call it Idis. That's exactly the question.
And we don't call it Idis, we call it Beinonus. Why? Because it's worth Beinonus the Alma. Because it's worth the Beinonus of the world, therefore we call it Beinonus, even though it's not considered Beinonus since we evaluate based off the person, not based off the world. Ude Alma. Since if you would be worth Beinonus, Idis of the world, then what? And it would be the world's Idis. So it must be that at least it's not worth Idis of the world. So this is explaining why we must say, when you are B'Shaloi anyways, that his Beinonus is worth Beinonus. According to this Brisa, the Beinonus is still worth Beinonus D'Alma.